What's up, everybody? Hi, Dr. Nick. That's the Simpsons line. Sorry, I couldn't resist and I kind of screwed it up. But here I am at the Missouri Department of Conservation. This is the Ozark Region's office. Old Glory and our state flag up in the background over there. Long driveway. Trying to walk a little slow so you guys can see. Wind is blowing. Sorry, everybody. I can't do nothing about wind. I got my scanner on me. I'm also in my official press vest. Hang on. I'll show you guys. These are like 20 bucks, like 19 something, $20 on Amazon. I say go and get one. Why not? You do what we do. Alright. There is a trail here too that I'm gonna walk, everybody. I don't know if I really want to walk all the way up this driveway. I'll do it.
Can you try that out of Arkansas? Yeah, I'm pretty stand by. 243 back in. 43. Okay, I got one over run behind the neighborhood. 43, stand by 1, break, County 225. Good. Not on file out of Arkansas either. 243, go. Be great, that go. 496 13 5181.
Got somebody leaving. Hi.
Class E Edward 2026, 3 orders of protection, negative 29. Copy.
Beautiful oak tree. And this right here is what they call wild grape or possum grape. Makes good wine. I love it. Makes good jelly. Heck, they're a little tardy to eat, but if you like tardy fruits, they're good. No pets allowed. That's kind of a shame. This is public property. That should not be that way. I'll ask them inside. Look at that little car back there. That's a beauty right there. Blinds are closed. Can't really see in there. We're gonna go see the backside scene now because that's what the trail is. Hang on, let's show more up over here real quick. Sorry, the wind's kind of blowing the laptop around there, buddy. Let's move some of that mooch out of the way so I can get the whole sign. There we go, that's better. Again, oh glory, and our state flag. This is a beautiful place, though. It really is. Hi, how are you doing? Hey, let's go check out the truck before she heads out. That's okay. I'm just checking out our truck before you take off in our truck.
Oh.
Making sure everything's legal and everything's right.
What if you got a press pass, press jacket for?
Because we're all press. It's our First Amendment right. We're all press, freedom of press.
What?
And right now what I'm doing is press.
No, I'm sorry. Who are you? What are you doing?
We're all press.
No, what? But I mean, explain to me.
The First Amendment right is the freedom of religion, freedom of speech,
Okay.
freedom of press.
So why are you taking pictures of the vehicle?
Because it's our vehicle.
Well, it's the Missouri
It's
Department of
it's the
Conservation.
people's. It's the
Yes,
people's.
okay.
It belongs to the people.
All right.
So, ma'am, all I'm doing is practicing my First Amendment right. No expiration dates. Imagine that. Well, I didn't get to the other parts of the First Amendment rights either, but you're also right to assemble, peacefully assemble. You also have the right to send grievances to your government. Yes, I know, I can't hardly talk. I'm tired. Interesting. So I'm taking it by that sign. If I'm open carrying, I can come in, which I'm not carrying today. No smoking, of course. One thing I gotta admit, their bathrooms are very, very clean. She's on the phone. Hopefully she's not on the phone with police. If she is, I got my scanner. Matter of fact, let me see this way.
432, we'll bring that copy.
Oh, that was a little...
Trip Jeekly.
All the flowers. And yes, we are going to go down the trail. I'm just kind of checking out everything in here first. Don't know how well you can see in there, guys. And this is what all these pictures are. Orchids of Missouri. Hi. Let me see if I can get this. Don't think that one lady that just left in the conservation truck liked what I was doing. You might want to let her know she don't have the authority to question the public like that. Please? Ma'am? Okay, well, you didn't say nothing, so is there a way maybe I can put in a complaint form against that? I don't like how she's trying to question me and make me answer her.
This is allocating ambulance emergency response. Need to respond to 415 Farrell Street. 415 Farrell Street. Gonna have the 68-year-old female fall complaining of shoulder pain.
Do you know her name, by the way? Because I would like to put that in the complaint. So is there any way I can get her name? Because technically she is a public a public employee. And she told me, basically was trying to make me answer her why I was doing what I'm doing when I don't have to, and she doesn't have the authority to do that. For one, she's not law enforcement. She wasn't an agent. And even if she was law enforcement, she still doesn't have the authority to ask what I was doing. Sorry guys, that kind of ticked me off. I'm sorry, I'm trying to be very respectful, but I was just trying to show off a nice building that our tax dollars pay for, and I got someone trying to make me answer their questions when they don't have the authority. There's part of the trail we'll fix and walk, everybody.
Copy. Also be advised your patient is outside.
And by the way, a lot of this stuff that says display only is just for you to read here. But all the pamphlets and magazines that's on this side of the wall, these are all free to take. And if you're going to be in Missouri, you're going to fish and hunt, and very, very wonderful magazines. And like I do know, like the mushroom magazine you can get for free, you can actually get one through the conservation that is more detailed and has actually more mushrooms in it, and it'd be this one right here I'm talking about, but they have a more detailed book. So is there a form I have to fill out or what?
there's not. I'm not sure who it was.
So you just had somebody that was rude to the public, and the public can't make a complaint.
I mean, you can make a complaint. You're more than welcome to, but I'm not sure who it was that left, and so I'm not sure who to put on it.
Okay. Is there a supervisor here?
She's actually on her way here.
I'm sorry. I mean, what I'm doing is perfectly legal. She had no authority to be questioning me for that. Also, I would like to ask another question. It says, nothing about, no pets allowed for the trail. How is that possible? Technically, this is public property. As long as they be on a leash, it should be okay.
Well, at regional offices, rules are a little differently.
Well, regional office or not, it's still public access.
Right, but public
Okay.
access is still
Copy, Route
have
1540.
Okay, so you're...
their own set of
Advise
regulations.
that
Okay, I get you.
in her backyard.
By the way, can I have all your names, please?
I don't feel comfortable giving you my name.
So you're working for the public in a public capacity, and you don't want to give up the name to the public.
No, because I don't feel like you should be recording me. So
Well, I have
supervisors-
every legal right to record you, ma'am.
That's
This
fine.
is a
I
public
have-
worker,
I
and you
have
work
every
for the
right not
public.
to
So
be
can I talk to
recorded.
your supervisor now?
She is on her way.
The roadway.
Because I would like to put in a complaint on you now for not identifying to the public.
That's completely fine. She is on her way.
4189, trip to clear.
I was hoping you guys would actually pass, but dang, I come here just to show off the building we pay for with the tax dollars, and you all want to act like this to the public? I mean, for crying out loud, ma'am. Is this how you treat the public if they have a camera or not? Okay, so she don't want to answer, so we'll just say this. I had a cop once tell me if you don't answer, it means you're guilty. Yeah, cops love that line, by the way. I seen that smirk. So she don't want to identify either, I take it, so I'd like to put in a complaint against her as well.
That's fine. I am not her supervisor, but I told her not to.
Well, you do realize she works for the public, therefore
I
she
do
should be
realize.
identifying to the public because she is working a job that is paid by tax dollars.
That is correct.
Okay, ma'am, if you feel like that and you two feel like that, maybe you ought to go work in the private sector.
Okay. I do not.
Are you calling the cops?
No, I'm not calling.
Okay, I got a scanner just in case you know. What I'm doing is perfectly legal.
No, I am telling her to call our supervisor to see where she's at.
526.
Have you ever heard First Amendment audits?
Oh,
Maybe
yeah,
you gotta look that up on
46,
YouTube.
Business Route 60, Wolf Harper Drive.
Well, guys, I was actually trying to show off a beautiful building. Sorry that our employees that work for the public are really rude public. They're very rude to the public. I thought this was just going to be a quick little video of the office, the lobby, and do the trail, everybody. We may not even get to the trail now. I may not even want to show off the trail. No, I'll still do it because our tax dollars paid for it. Mrs. I don't want to identify. How are you doing?
I'm great, and yourself?
Can't wait for your supervisor comes. Because honestly, that's kind of rude. You don't want to identify to the public. Why? Just because I have a camera?
Yes.
Or
and-
do
and
you
because
realize that is
you are-
perfect, ma'am? Do you realize that it's perfectly legal for me to do what I'm doing?
It is, and I
And you,
realize-
do you realize you as a public employee work for
I drove
us?
that street and didn't see any.
I'm a member of the public. Therefore, you should be identifying yourself to the member of the public. I'd even gave you my name, but I'm not going to now.
Okay. And that's fine. My supervisor's fixing to walk into the door.
Good. I suggest you actually look up on YouTube First Amendment audit and see what it's all about.
I mean, it doesn't matter. I know it's legal for you to
Yeah,
video,
well,
but
then
it's
maybe
also
maybe
legal
you should know how to treat
for
the
me
public,
to
ma'am.
protect my rights.
Maybe you should know how to treat the public. And right now, you don't have rights because you work for the public.
Okay.
Are you the supervisor?
I am, and this is one of my agents. What can we help you with?
I'd like to put in a complaint against her and her for not identifying to the public, and also against somebody who actually was rude to me and was trying to make me answer their questions when they don't have a legal reason to make me answer the
The
question.
person asked him in the parking lot why he was taking pictures of all of our vehicles. And
Because I have the legal right to, because it is my First Amendment right to. And you should be identifying to the public, and if you feel that way, ma'am, maybe you shouldn't work for the public, you need to go into the private sector.
Okay.
Walmart's hiring.
Okay.
Subway's hiring. I don't know if you're not out, but Hangout, whatever it's called, the Dog and Suds look like, whatever we call it, Dairy Princess, it's changed its name so many damn times. They're hiring. I suggest you go look for them. Because if this is how you're going to treat the public, ma'am, then I suggest you not work for the public. I have not been rude. I haven't really been cussing that much. I'm a little ticked off that I had somebody try to make me answer when they had no legal reasons to. For one, they are not even law enforcement. So can I put it in a complaint, ma'am? And I'd like that lady's name that left.
I'm not going to give you a...
Well, okay, again, then I'd like to put in a complaint against you for not giving me the identity. Okay, no, actually, I want to put in a FOIL request for everybody's name, salary. Can I have a piece of paper so I can fill out a FOIL request? Freedom of Information Act? Or sunshine request in the state of Missouri?
You'll need to contact our legal.
No, I can do it this way as well.
You need to
I can do it by, I can
our
do it
legal
oral, the
department
law
and
states
get
I can do it orally, or I can do it verbally and write it down. So how are we gonna do this? I'd like to just write it down, give you what I want, and you can give it to me.
Give him a piece of paper.
The law states this way, sorry.
Our policy
Well,
says.
does law trump policy, or does policy trump law?
What I'm saying is we
Again,
are
sir,
told-
does law trump policy, or does policy trump the law?
We are told to.
Again, does law trump the policy,
Listen,
or does policy
I'm not
trump the
arguing
law?
with you. I'm not arguing with
Okay, again, you don't want to argue because you know it's true. Law trumps a policy.
you. I'm not arguing with you.
Here you go.
I would like complaint forms too.
454, 450, 46,
Have this
56.
one complaint form.
Will Springs
You don't have
1427.
complaint forms, I'm sorry.
Okay, then what are you going to do about them not identifying to the public? Nothing? You're the supervisor. What are you going to do? They
What do
didn't
you mean
identify?
identify to
They didn't identify to the public. I asked them what their name was. They work for the public. They should identify. Are they not going to identify?
Trailer overturned off of the roadway.
My name is Matt Franks. I'm the.
I met you
conservation
before at the fair,
agent.
actually.
Yes, you have, and I've been very polite.
And I'm being very
respectful
polite to you. I'm a little aggravated, yes. But I'm really not cussing. I'm really not calling anybody names, am I?
I am not on duty right now, but I.
Then you have no business to even be
No,
here.
I do because
No,
these
no,
ladies
no,
called
okay,
me.
whoa.
These-
Then
these
you are
ladies
on
called
duty?
me.
Then you are on duty, then, and you're
Complaint
making
form.
yourself, that you are on duty.
Yeah.
Okay, then you are on duty.
I'm
Don't
here
tell me you're
because
not
you-
then.
I'm here because you scared the crap out of these girls.
Well, I'm sorry, maybe they identified to the public.
Is why I'm here.
And what I'm doing is carrying around a camera,
So what's
which
your
is
name?
not against the law, so
What's
why
your-
are you even here talking to me, Mr. Law Enforcement?
What's your
What I'm doing is not breaking the law, so you should go on, and I need to talk to you, ma'am. You're the one I need to talk to. You're the supervisor. How are you going to handle this behavior of your employees? Working for the state, not wanting to identify to the people.
You're welcome to make a complaint and we will go through our.
Okay, can I have your supervisor's phone number?
No,
Yes. Can I have your supervisor's phone number?
no.
what's your name? I can't remember. Fisher.
Lucky
right?
Laptop News. That's what my news is going to be.
Lucky what?
Lucky Laptop News. You don't need to know my name. For one, you're not even here, so why don't you go on?
No, I am here.
Then,
I'm gonna
okay,
stay
what
here.
law have I broken? Law enforcement be
I'm
talking
not
to
saying
me.
you're
Then
broken.
you're
I'm not-
causing a conversation. I'm ending it. I don't want to talk to you. I want to talk to you as a supervisor. I'm not happy about your employees. They should identify to the public, no matter what I'm doing. Okay, they want to say me doing a First Amendment right. Okay, are you going to feel the same way as a black man came in here, ma'am? Are you going to tell them that you don't feel comfortable? Because that's basically the same principle. So how do you feel about that, ma'am? Hi, can I have your badge number?
You're having the office, the ending mileage.
Name and badge number, please. Okay, another one I don't want to identify. I would like to put in a complaint against her as well.
Copy 271.
You know, I can stay here until we close, and I think I may just do it. I'm not too happy. For one, a person who has no law enforcement training at all, trying to make the public answer to her when in reality she's the one that works for the public. Not happy about that. Not happy about people working for the public not wanting to identify themselves. So again, what are we going to do about this as a behavior,
You're
ma'am.
more than welcome to make a complaint, and we will.
I'm making a
follow our
complaint
chain.
right now.
That's fine.
I'm telling you,
Then you
what
need
they
to let us
did, it's
investigate
on
it.
camera. It's on camera. Watch my channel tonight. You'll see it.
That's fine.
Because it don't get cut. It don't get edited.
That's fine.
It's raw.
That's fine.
I'm not happy. So you're not going to do nothing about it.
We will follow our chain of command, and we will take care of it.
Okay, I want your supervisor's number.
I'm not going to give you my supervisor's number.
Her supervisor's number is 417-256-7161.
Hang on,
which is his
417?
office number.
256. What was it?
7161. That's his office
7161. I'm calling your supervisor tomorrow.
That's fine.
Or no, not tomorrow. Tomorrow, Saturday. Monday. What's your supervisor's name?
number. Just tell him.
Sarah Medlock.
Sarah Madlock. Ma'am, how hard was that? That right there could have made you guys look golden. Just handing me a card, giving me your guys' information
Sir,
that
our
I am actually
information
requested.
is public knowledge.
Exactly, it's public knowledge, so why make me go through a FOIA request to get all
So
that?
why are you so upset about this?
Because I don't like the public, or the people that work for the public, trying to tell the public that they need to answer to them for one. That ain't how it goes. You guys work for us. Even him as a law enforcement officer, unless I break the law, works for me.
I 100% understand
Right now, I'm not
that.
breaking the law.
No.
I'm very
You're
unhappy.
coming in and you're upsetting my.
And
my
you know what,
staff.
ma'am? I was hoping this would just be a quick come in, show the beautiful place that the tax dollars paid for, show the beautiful trail that I've never walked, but I was going to show my viewers. And guess what? Now they're going to see how rude the public is, and you guys are probably going to get phone calls because I'm going to be flashing this number on it, which is perfectly legal for me too, because that is the First Amendment right to them to see a video and see the government treating the people badly and calling in and saying, you know, you guys work for us. What the hell's the problem? That's exactly what the question is. What the heck is the problem? What is so different from me carrying a camera and anybody else that comes in here? Nothing.
I'm not upset.
So why
that
am
you
I
have a
getting
camera.
treated rudely and not having questions answered? You have nothing to say about your employees.
I'm not gonna feed this conversation anymore.
Okay,
Is there anything else you need?
no. Thank you for being somewhat professional.
You bet.
Next time, if you're coming in here and you're going to be acting like you're on duty, don't say you're off duty. Because technically, as a law enforcement officer, as soon as you plant yourself in here and you state you're a law enforcement officer,
here-
you made yourself on duty.
I'm here because these girls called because they were scared to death of you.
They're scared to get mad death of a man with a camera that has no weapons. I
That
got a
is-
scanner
that is-
on me.
That is raising
Well,
his
you-
voice and talking
Who
very
gives a
direct
crap
to
if
them.
I'm raising my voice? I get excited.
people.
You know what? That's not against the law. And if that scares you all, then maybe y'all just need to get jobs where you're staying at home
Okay, so-
and staying out of public.
So here's the deal. Is there anything else you need?
Here's the deal. I think I'm going to stay till closing time.
Well, that's your right. Okay. Thank you.
At least they didn't call the police, which I had to tell the police to go to hell. Hey, by the way, ma'am, I'm going to give you guys this. I'm telling y'all, you're number one for your professionalism. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
And that's perfectly legal for me to do so. So how are you guys going to treat the public from now on? Any questions there?
Sir, I'm not gonna keep continuing.
I'm asking the question. I want to know how you're going to treat the public from now on.
I'm not gonna keep feeding.
So you're not going to answer the public at all. You're just going to let your employees act like they is, and hopefully maybe I have a mass. What happened if I bring a whole bunch of people in next time, recording? People who have bigger channels than I do. I mean, people who have like hundreds of thousands of viewers. Some of them will even be live. I'm static recording right now. If they're live, you'd be getting phone calls right now as it was going on. So do we need to do that? Josh, AFA, that would be you guys there. How about you, James Freeman? Maybe you ought to look up those names on YouTube. Accountability for All, James Freeman. You'll see how many subscribers they have. I have a measly 1,000. Whoopie-doo. They have hundreds of thousands.
So is Jason your dog? Jason Fish?
Nope. And thanks for trying to dox me.
No, I'm not. I
Well,
thought,
you're trying to say my last name.
if that's him, I've known him for years and years and years.
Nope.
Okay.
You want to know who my dad was? I'll tell you who my dad was. James Bartlett Fish. And no, I'm nothing like him.
I don't know. I don't get it.
Well, he got busted with a meth lab. For one, I hate fucking hard drugs.
Seen Peace Valley?
Nope.
What in Peace Valley? Okay.
It was actually over there by Walmart in those old houses that got tore down when they made the highway come through and
Okay.
done the loops. Hi, would you like to give your name and badge number, please?
Caitlin Davis, badge number's 52.
Thank you for doing it with pride. That's what you should be. You should be proud of what you do for a career, right? There you go. Take lessons from her. She didn't do it the first time, but she did it the second time.
So. Yeah, you come to the fair last year, didn't you?
Mm-hmm. I won't be there this year, though.
Come to the building.
Mm-hmm. Fortunately, though, I'm saving up for a trip to Branson this year, so.
Well, that's good.
We're only to be there with our jewelry business, but I won't.
What are you gonna do there?
About Branson, Stardust City, and that motel that has the water slides and
Oh,
all
Grand
that.
Country?
Is that what it is? I keep wanting to call it the Grand Canyon. I don't know why.
No,
And maybe because I hardly ever sleep and I work 6 days a week for the state myself.
Do
See,
you?
I'm a state employee.
Perfect. Where do you work at?
I work for a company that takes care of people with special needs.
Okay. Okay. So are you get one of the people that go in and sit in the houses and take care of them and
Just
stuff
low,
like that?
low life staff,
Yeah.
pond level.
Just as important as the big people at the top, man.
Sometimes I think we're more important. We're the ones that take the sacrifices.
So just as important. I mean, that's just the way it is. So if it wasn't for the staff on the ground doing the job, then
Exactly. And I would just want you to let you know, I'm not anti-law enforcement. Matter of fact, you guys do what your job is 100%. You don't violate people's rights. Good. That's what I want to see.
Yep.
But let's say unnamed Trooper Rogers for Missouri Highway Patrol put me in a chokehold for recording him 70 feet away. How do you feel about that? That wasn't right. I fought that for 2 years.
Yeah.
Beat it.
Yeah. So, no, I've seen you around. Like I said, I've seen you in town, seen you at the fair and stuff like that. So
Nah, and I think you might have seen me the other day because I don't know if it was you or not. I know it was one of the agents because they had lights on the truck. Drove by when there was a car accident versus a motorcycle over there in Gibson and Porter Wagner.
I don't know. I was down here at one right here in front of the office a couple months ago. It's a car versus car and motorcycle wreck.
Oh yeah, people don't pay attention.
No, not at all.
And I'll be the one to tell you, I don't care if you got red and blues on your vehicle. They still don't pay attention. I've done volunteer firefighting. I've worked sides of the road. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Especially when people are drunk, they just come plowing on through.
Oh yeah.
They don't care.
Nope. Not at all, man. Not at all. So how long you been taking care of kids?
I don't take care of kids.
Brother, your job.
Oh, I take care of adults. But,
Adults? Yeah.
2 years almost.
You like it?
Beats the sawmill.
Yeah. Yeah.
Doesn't beat security.
Well, depends on the day.
I don't know. When I do private security, I make $25 an hour.
Yeah. Where'd you do that at?
Around here.
Really?
I work on some very rich people farms.
Yeah.
And hate to say it, most of the time you're either farmhand that's overpaid or you're just sitting there watching farm equipment at night.
Yeah.
Well, one of them that I work has a house about a mile up the road that it's a party house for a lot of drinkers, and every now and then I come across people walking in the wood on his property lost.
Uh-oh. That ain't good.
No, and usually when they see somebody with a flashlight, they come up to you, I'm lost.
Oh, but dang. Yeah. So you work nights or during the day?
Work one day doing security, and that's usually, well, tonight, but I'm not doing it right now. I'm on hiatus. Been taking care of my old lady since she had surgery.
Yeah.
I work for oil during the day, and that's Ozark Independent Living.
Mm-hmm.
I just basically 2 hours a day, 5 days a week, and then nights for the other company.
Well, you said no answer on which?
Yeah.
Affirmative, no answer times 2.
So you enjoy it?
Oh yeah, It has its benefits. It has its days that you just want to walk out and just never come back.
Yeah.
But I think all jobs have that.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah.
Definitely a job I've been assaulted at several times.
Yeah.
The first week there, I was hit by a phone, had a walker busted over my head.
Wow.
Get crazy,
Yeah. Yeah.
especially when you tell them no or they can't do something because, well, I hate to say it, sometimes they have rights restricted and they have to go through all kinds of paperwork to get that done. But when their rights are restricted, like no internet access or only smoking one cigarette every hour,
Yeah.
they can get mean.
I bet. Then what do you do?
4642.
Either call cops if it gets too bad, try to calm them down, or call the on-call people, which sometimes they don't answer.
Yeah. Yeah.
283.
I've got some friends that's got some of those
He said
businesses.
that this is his friend, so please.
Take care of those people.
334,
So they've got some stories where sometimes it gets a little rowdy.
Oh yeah, it does. My friends worked there for 9 years, and the first day he went to be on a high behavior when our company had a lot of the high behaviors, his truck got 2,800 worth of damage worth of busted windshield, every headlight was busted out.
From one of the people that live there.
Yeah.
Oh wow. So he get all that replaced.
Oh yeah, and the company, their insurance has to.
Yeah.
Yeah, 629.
To a certain amount. Now, if you had like, I doubt it would ever happen, you know, but let's say you had a Ferrari or a Porsche or something like that, don't know the insurance would cover that.
I don't know. I mean, I guess if it got damaged, they wouldn't have much of a choice, would they?
I don't know. I think it caps though. I think it has a cap
Oh,
load
yeah.
where it's so much or
You don't drive a Ferrari?
I wish. Not really. I hate Ferraris, Lamborghinis, and stuff like that.
Really?
Yeah.
I'll be dang.
I'm
You don't like them doors that open straight up, huh?
I'm weird. I like hearses, old ambulances, stuff like that. Old station wagons. Of course, any old muscle car.
Yeah.
Don't care if it's Dodge, Ford, Chevy.
Yeah. I like old Mopars. They're pretty cool.
Well, you'd probably get a kick out of my old car then. I actually got a 1970 Cadillac ambulance made from millimeter.
Really?
Everybody calls it the Ghostbuster car.
I was about to say old Ghostbuster car,
Yeah,
man.
everybody calls it that, but no, I'm keeping it strictly ambulance. The light on top is I've got the old cherry light on it, and it's so old.
Have you drove it around town?
Yes.
Yeah, I've
It's
seen
been years since it's been legal. The last time I drove it was when I had Kansas plates on it when I just moved back down here from Kansas.
Yeah.
But the lights is the old four-way beam like this, but it doesn't do a full rotation. It does the back and forth.
Oh yeah, the old wobble light
Yep.
that goes back and forth. Yeah.
It's got an old federal light siren,
Oh yeah.
motor-driven. What's funny is I've actually legally had it running lights and sirens on the road going to a call.
Really?
Couldn't have the top going because I was a volunteer firefighter.
Yeah.
But I had the red rears going, which is legal.
Oh yeah.
I had a blue dashboard light going. I had my orange up front going. And had the old siren just going and on,
Yeah. I'll be dang.
taking it to go get a truck.
That's awesome.
That was the only thing I had going at the time.
Yeah. So have you ever been in here before?
Mhm.
I was about to say.
1309.
One thing I was actually telling them is I wish I could show the bathroom because the last time I came in here, I have never seen a men's bathroom so clean in my
Go
life.
look at it.
I can't bring a camera in there technically.
You want me to go make sure no one's in there?
Nah, it'd be
I
all
mean,
right.
I promise you, the lady that cleans, man, she does a good job.
Oh no! The last time I came in here is when my old lady came in here and gave blood,
Oh yeah, for the
and oh my God, I went in there to use the restroom and it blew me away because it was like everything was just I don't
Better
know
than
if
a-
she just
better than a
cleaned or
hotel bathroom,
what,
huh?
but the mirrors were like super shiny, reflective. All the chrome was shiny. It was like wow.
454, 10-4,
yeah. We got a good lady that cleans. She makes sure everything's good and taken care of. So she cleans that fish tank over there. Make
Yeah,
sure it's
that's
good and
not an
shiny.
easy job.
Huh?
That's not an easy job.
No.
I used to work at Fishland back in the day, back when it was connected to Skateland.
Oh yeah, man, that has been a day or two ago.
Back when I was 16.
Yeah. Yeah. A A lot of people don't even know that that's where Fishland started at.
Nope. What was funny is, who was it? Somebody came down the other day and they were talking to me and they're like, I went to Tractor Supply and what's all that concrete up there? And I'm like, that's the old skate ring.
Yeah,
No, it ain't. Skating is, I'm like, that's where it used to be.
yeah.
And they just moved here, like a few years. I'm
Yeah, the big
not
concrete
really-
building in the middle of it was a DJ stand.
Yep.
So,
Like the guard shack used to be there for the longest time after they tore it down, and then I guess they finally demolished it.
knocked her down, yeah. So have you been down to the pond or anything like that?
No.
You got kids, don't you?
I got a son.
Yeah, I mean, we have kids
Yeah,
down
be
there
on
fish.
there 1605.
It's a catch and release only pond from 8 to 4. So.
Do you at least allow them holding it long enough to do pictures?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we just.
Some people are very picky about that. So.
No, I mean, it's catching. We just don't let people catch and keep them that way. We have something for kids to come to. And it's only, you gotta be 16 or under to fish in it. So it's just for kids, for them to come and have fun and have a place where they can catch fish and enjoy it and stuff like that.
All right, now correct me if I'm not mistaken.
Okay?
My son's 11, so he doesn't need a fishing license.
Until he's 16.
But if he's fishing for trout, he needs a trout stamp, right?
No.
No?
Well, that's a yes and a no answer. So if you go to a trout park, to where we stock trout in those trout
Yeah, like
parks.
Current River and stuff like that.
No, like Montauk State
Okay.
Park or Merrimack, then you would need a trout stamp. But if you're fishing in a river, say like the 11 point that has trout in it, the only time you need a trout stamp is if you're going to keep them. Like if you just catch and turn them back loose
No,
as an incidental
I'd be wanting to
catch.
keep 'em, so-
yeah, he would need a trout stamp. Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely.
I think couldn't remember if it was. I knew it was an early age because I remember when I was a kid, I had to get one, and it was weird. I had to get that, but not a fishing license.
Mhm.
But 7 years old, right, is when that kicks in.
Yeah, yeah. So and it's just like trapping too. Like a kid has to have a trapping permit
Yeah.
too because they can run someone else's traps for them. But I mean, that's the only 2 times that a kid under, 16 is required to have.
And
The best thing to do for kids is like that's buy them a lifetime hunting and fishing license.
hunter safety course is 12. They can take it.
They have to. It's a minimum of age of 12.
Okay.
Yes, and there's 2 parts to that. There's a knowledge portion and a skills portion. So the knowledge portion they can get by either getting a book, a hunter ed book, going through it and answering all the review questions at the back of the book, or they can go online and they pays a fee to a company that administers the website. It doesn't go to us. They can take it online and then come to a skills session. But if they turn 16, they can do every bit of it online and don't have to come to an in-seated class. But they don't need hunter ed technically until they're 16. So hunter ed just allows them to hunt by themselves without an adult or a mentor until they're 16.
Okay, that's good to know.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Sometimes a little confusing.
Well, I remember when I took mine, it was a 2-part class, but it was all in one day. You had like a little breather in between.
It was like the 12-hour class back in the day.
Yes.
Yeah, man, I used to teach those. Holy smokes. I mean, it'd be a 14-hour day, 14, 15-hour day for me. But 100-question test, and then we went to a 50-question test. And now
Oh, it's
we're
50 now?
Now we're at 25.
Oh, dang.
So, yeah, we went from a 50 to 100 back to a 50, and then I think we threw a 75 in there at one time, and now we're at 25. So, I mean, it's back and forth. But it's, our class now, like our hands-on portion, our skills portion, if you will, I mean, it's 3, maximum 4 hours, but it's all hands-on. It's video-driven, and then they get up and they handle all the firearms and the actions and load and unload the firearms and practice crossing fences by themselves and practice crossing them with a partner. So it's a lot more interactive than that 12-hour class where you just sat there and stared and got lectured at like you was in college.
Honestly, I honestly think gun safety is something they should teach in school. I know some of the schools are actually
We still do. Yeah.
doing some of the rifle classes and stuff.
So we still have some teachers that will teach hunter ed. A lot of it, like summer school activities, they'll use it for summer school. Wintertime activities where they actually sit down and go through the book with all the kids and use it as part of like a PE class or something like that. But summer school is really good to where they like to teach that class. And then we have some teachers Diane Coughlin, Kenny's Kenny's sister, she used to teach it a bunch, I believe, at Glenwood. She taught at Glenwood, and I think she finally retired.
Well, that may be another place you know me then, honestly, is his nephew Jonathan.
Mm-hmm.
Me and him are best friends.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you bet.
He hates what I do when I go out here and do this with cops, but he understands. And
Yeah. But
I've been trying not to cuss. Like
and
I've been trying to do more better.
I know, but you know how that turns people off too, right?
Yeah, I honestly.
You talk about professionalism.
Yeah, but see, here's the thing. I'm not working as a state capacity right now.
I know, but I tell people all the time, you know, it's how you talk and conduct yourself whenever.
And again,
Can fire
you get
people
what
up.
you get.
Yeah.
And if it wasn't for what's her name out there trying to make me basically demand answers out of me,
Yeah.
I would have been okay.
Yeah, I don't know anything about that.
Well,
so,
that kind of got to me. I'm not gonna lie.
yeah.
Especially since she wasn't even a conservation agent, so if she wasn't even law enforcement.
See, I'm sitting here talking to you as cool as a cucumber.
And you also know what I'm doing is perfectly legal. And I thank you for letting them know that when you walked in.
Yeah. So it is what it is. You know, I'm not going to get fired up about it. You know, I mean, I've been videotaped before. So, and I know you was videoing the other day or at the fair last year. You know, showing everybody all of her snakes and all that stuff, which is fine. I mean, ain't no big deal to me.
Actually, I did the snakes. I did actually the whole carnival and then the tractor pull.
Mm-hmm.
And you should see that one. And if you like tractor pulls, watch that one. They were actually letting me get like up on the white line as close as I could get and walk with the trucks. as they
Really?
were going.
Yeah.
I'm surprised they let me get that close. But
Yeah.
no one was stopping me, so I didn't cross the line.
Yeah.
I also did the derby the next night, but that I don't know what happened. I think it blew my speaker
Oh, no kidding. Got that
or
loud.
my mic because I
No
started
sound.
with sound and then it just
Oh, but dang. Does that happen quite often?
no. But you also got to think once all those cars started up and started roaring those engines, no muffler systems and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it probably popped it.
Oh, I'd say. I mean, them freaking things are loud, man. Running straight headers and no mufflers and everything else. I mean, I'll be honest. I don't like them. I don't. It's too loud for me. It hurts my ears. I'm not all about it.
I love them, and I would actually want to do one. I've been trying to.
Really?
Yeah, I've been trying to get into it, but it just seems like every time I line up a car to buy, it either has no title, which I want a title that way I can go junk it after I'm done,
Oh, yeah.
or they decide they don't want to sell it no more
Yeah.
because they find out it's going to a derby.
Yeah. Put your ambulance in there.
Actually, I thought about trying to find an old station wagon and make it look like a hearse, or I don't remember. Did you ever? You said you didn't like them, but do you remember probably years ago the Houston actually put a ban in no old cop cars? Yeah, because this one person had an old, it was like a 70s model Ford LTD old
Oh,
police
yeah.
cop car. I mean, it was still had the spotlight on it and
Yeah.
everything. 3 years in a row, they won with that vehicle before it was demolished.
No kidding.
And then after that, they were like, no more.
Things were built to last though back then, man. Those things were like a tank.
Yeah.
So even if it was a regular family car, man, them old Olds and the old Lincolns and stuff like that, there's long from here to the door. But they were built to smash the far out of stuff.
People think it's funny because I honestly want to take one of those old 80 model Buick Regals, you know, that everybody called a grandpa's car. Because if you actually put a right motor and stuff in them, they're a hot rod. They
Oh,
are
yeah. Yeah, sit there and coast down the road. Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. But
West Plains coming out.
I don't know.
Yeah,
It's
West
just that's
Plains.
just not my cup of tea, man.
And
I'd be more into
54 rain,
truck
wind
pulling or
chicken,
something, but
and
I'd have to put a quiet muffler on it anymore. I mean, I can't. Them old loud headers, man. Them glass packs and stuff. Oh, heck with that, you know.
I'm not too much for having a loud car. Honestly, you're an officer of the law, you know. Just draws your guys' eyes.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's one of those things that, you know, whenever it gets your attention, it gets your attention. So,
I mean, my ambulance does that by itself, but
well, that's just because it's unique.
believe it or not, I actually had a state trooper years ago when I lived in Moody area pull me over, and he told me, I didn't pull you over, you're in trouble or nothing. He goes, I just wanted to look at your car.
Mm-hmm.
And then he was like, I mean, this guy was probably in his 50s or 60s.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, yeah, back in my teenage days, I used to have an old ambulance that I drove, or an old ambulance thing that I drove around.
Yeah.
It's like it was a combination hearse ambulance.
Yeah.
I thought it was kind of cool.
I'll be dang. I mean, that's, well, you know, back in the day, that's what it was. You know, the funeral homes actually were the ones that run the ambulance, so it's kind of a weird deal. You know. my uncle years ago, I mean, before they had ambulances, he worked for Robertson Drago, and I mean, he went out and picked people up, took them to the hospital in the hearse, which is weird, you know. I mean, one way or the other, you might end up in it.
I've owned a hearse. I've rode in plenty of hearses.
Don't freak you out?
No.
Oh man.
Think about this. What's wrong with a hearse? Dead bodies are already in it.
Oh yeah.
Combination or an ambulance, people have actually died in it.
Oh yeah.
I mean, my ambulance, I used to have paperwork on it. 13 people have lost their life in the back of that car.
Oh yeah. I worked in EMS years ago right out of high school, so I understand all too well about that. But I don't think I could drive one every day though.
You'll probably freak out about this. Okay, I bought an old 76 Cadillac ambulance for parts for my 70.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I didn't get a lot of parts off of it, but it was $100. Screw it, bought it for $100 and got the parts off what I needed.
Yep.
But in the back by the paramedic's chair was an actual ashtray.
That's weird.
Honestly, it don't look like it was ever been used, because even for a car that's been sitting out in the field, I mean, you know how nicotine is. Once you use it and you put it on a stainless steel, you never get it clean.
Yeah.
It looked like it was dusty, but no cigarettes had been put on. I just honestly wondered if they put it in there, because it did have a cigarette lighter, so therefore you could take that out and you actually have a plug if you need it. And who knows, they may have had some kind of equipment back then that ran on some kind of plug.
I don't know. I'd say back then they had ashtrays every 3 inches too. I mean, everyone smoked back
They
in those
probably
days.
did. I mean, you never know. I mean, honestly, it didn't look like it was ever smoked and used, because,
Yeah.
I mean, it was still pretty shiny.
Yeah.
For a car sitting out in the field for years.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the information for that one.
I mean, I don't know. I don't think I could drive it every day.
I don't drive it every day. I wouldn't want to.
Traffic.
I kid you not. You're looking at a car that probably would get about 9 miles highway.
Yeah, oh yeah. Yeah.
It's got a 472 in it. It likes its gas.
Yeah. Yeah. Huh. I'll be dang.
Yeah, 413 would be better. Some of the
Well,
guys,
I don't know. I mean, that's unique, but I think I have seen you drive that thing around town. So.
Probably. It's been years ago, because it ain't been legal in years. Heck, matter of fact, I was having some issues with it when I lived down there by Country Meadows,
Mm-hmm.
and a flood happened.
Oh, in 2017. Yeah.
Couldn't find the keys because Mom moved everything around, and yeah, my mom, I won't lie, she's a meth head, so it's one of the things I hate about it, but she's my mom, what can I do?
Can't pick your
Anyway,
family.
she moved everything around, couldn't find the keys, so I was just smart, ran and grabbed the battery out of it, and it was like, that's all I can really do.
Yeah.
Kept it from shorting out.
Yeah. Well, that's true. You're lucky it didn't wash down the creek.
That's what I was hoping it wouldn't happen, but I was hoping that a 7,200 pound vehicle would actually hold its ground.
I don't know. I seen a lot of things float down the creek that night, right over there by there,
Yeah, I did too.
and over here at St. Louis Street by Barnett's. That was a wild night.
I was actually in the midst of moving to Olden when that flood happened, and I lived on the road that takes you, right by the railroad tracks. That was the old greenhouse that was on the corner.
In Olden?
Yeah,
Oh yeah, yeah.
I was living in that old house, and oh my God, I
Do
was
what?
surprised.
So I'm gonna head on out. Do you need anything else?
Yeah. Okay.
I need to check that furnace. So.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine. But yeah, I know right where you're talking about. That's right. Isn't there an old like a store or a church or something right there across the road that's white, like an old, super old one.
There used to be a house that was out there, but it burnt.
So like if you're going up to that, like before you get to the tracks, there's like I could have swore it was like an old single room church or
Okay,
something.
I think you're talking more over here, because this is the house that I lived in. It was on the corner of that one road and the road that takes you straight
Did you
to the
live
railroad
over there
tracks.
by Larry Merle?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
And then what you're talking about is like off over here.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it's still there.
Yeah, but it's like an old church or a one-room schoolhouse or something like that.
Well, heck, I mean, look at Peace Valley where I live.
Yeah.
You got the old general store, which is still running.
Yeah.
The old school.
The old school, the old community building. Still got the old swing sets there.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you remember the old schoolhouse in Pomona? Not the brick one, but the old white house that's off the overpass.
Oh yeah.
The big one. That's
the
an old
one that they
schoolhouse.
called the old White House.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
My grandfather Harold Romans used to own that back in the day.
I see.
I grew up playing hide and seek in that house, and it was huge.
Yeah.
But okay, you want to talk about some history and stuff? You should see some of the stuff that we found. Chalk and God, my grandfather pulled a floorboard up, and we found, I don't know if the kids were stashing money or something underneath the floorboard, but we found like a bunch of coins and stuff.
Really? Huh. It'd be cool if you find gold bricks in there.
Yeah, I wish.
Confederate money.
Dude, that's something I've always wanted to get a hold of, some Confederate money. I know technically it's one of those gray areas, because technically it's considered non-counterfeit, but no, it ain't counterfeit, so I guess you're okay there.
Yeah. 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 So I mean, it's one of those things that there's no telling what's buried all over this part of the world. So, but I mean, it's one of those things that there's no telling what your ancestors or my ancestors left and what's in a house and a wall or whatever. You hear about all sorts of stuff.
Oh yeah.
All the old timers back in the 20s, you know, and before that, before the Depression hit, man, they were hoarding stuff left and right and burying it and hiding it. And still hear people finding it every now and then.
My great grandmother, she lived to be like 100.
Mm-hmm.
She was bad about putting stuff away.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah. Well, you got to think she was.
Did you find stuff hidden in every book and Bible in the?
Yeah, when she
house?
passed away, like early, well, it was about 2008, 2000, something like that. She passed away finally, and yeah, the family found all kinds of stuff that she stashed away. They opened up a Bible, and I guess almost every page in the Bible, she put a $20 bill or a $50 bill or a $100 bill, or I mean, it was nothing lower than a 20 though.
Didn't trust the banks.
Yeah, and the family was just shocked because what was in that Bible? Paid for the funeral.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, but they didn't trust the banks back then either, so they cornholed their money or rat-holed it wherever they could, and they always figured that somebody always looking up a family Bible someplace and figure out what they had. So, I mean, I don't know. I know I had relatives that were the same way. You know, they hid everything and did what they could. So, it is what it is.
Let's see, what time is it? 4:20. You guys close at 5?
Yeah.
How long does it take to do the trail?
If you walk it, I mean, it'll probably take you 15, 20 minutes at least.
Right.
You know, depends on your stamina level, man, because it's kind of up and down. But it's really neat. I mean, have you really never been on it?
No.
I mean, I would. I'd go out there. I mean, we got this big water feature here behind the office, and there's some picnic tables that sit down there. And then if you go down, have you been to the pond? Or
No,
you never been down there?
I've never been down anything past that back door.
Yeah, so you can go down there, and there's a big wooden platform that kind of sits up there over the water and stuff like that. So it's pretty neat. It's got little benches on it, but it's just a nice leisurely stroll. It's shaded and chatted and stuff like that. So I mean, it's a good area to go.
I think I'm gonna go ahead and take a look at it. And
Sure.
I think
So-
I made a point with her.
What?
Sir?
What is your name?
I don't give it when I'm recording,
I can't.
but
Yeah, I got it. I got you. But see you, man.
all right, have a good one, sir. If you want, look up my YouTube channel. It's Lucky Laptop News. That one's a no. I mean, that one I don't hide. Heck, that most of the cops here know me by that anyway.
Lucky Laptop News, right?
Yep. And like I said, I don't try to cuss and everything, but there's been a couple videos where I have. One of them was Brent Campbell. I cussed him out a couple videos ago.
Those doors are unlocked too, so you can walk right through.
No, those are? Okay, cool. So I don't have to go around. Thank you, sir. How long is this video so far? Yeah, an hour long. Sorry, everybody. I just had to prove a point. I think I proved it too. That takes us up and around. I'll set the computer down just for a second. I want to check my scanner, see if it's still going. They did not like me. I don't know what to think about that. That was kind of messed up in my eyes. I don't know if this is part of the trail or not. I'll walk the other side of the trail too, guys and girls. I don't know why I keep saying guys. Sorry about that. I'll start going ladies and gentlemen. There we go. I'll walk the other trail in a second, ladies and gentlemen. I just kind of want to see what's down this way too.
All radio check. We're driving clear. Copy, thank you.
Little bench right there to sit on. And sorry everybody, I just walked into a spider web and I got a spider in the eye. Hope I didn't kill it.
Confirmation 862, 1620.
Yes, I like spiders. Think I'm getting close to the pond, everybody.
One, for now on, show me on the air and route successful.
Copy. $25, 42. That's fine.
I was going to do DRS as well today, guys, but again, with the guys. I was going to do DRS again, ladies and gentlemen, but when I went by them, they were shut down for the day, and it's a place that makes military equipment. Honestly, I would rather be there and do it when they're working. Can't really test to see if they're going to respect your freedom to record or not unless they're there. This is the pond they're talking about. I guess not bad for an in-town pond. Because technically, yes, we are in town. Just barely on the outskirts of West Plains, Missouri. I don't know. We are off of BP Highway, so who knows. I might actually be out of town. Oh wow, there's a trail that goes back this way, guys. Got a squirrel down there. You guys probably can't see it. I think it's funny. Oh, you were scaring them. Why? Because they didn't like the answer to the public?
Arkansas, Adam Edward Victor 05 Mary. Adam Edward Victor 05 Mary.
Copy.
Oh, nice little pathway.
Conservation 862, troop 2 clear.
Some white ash.
Yes, ma'am. I'll contact them now. I'll be out at the Civic Center here as well.
Service road, do not enter.
I was letting you know I saved you a spot. Copy.
252, okay.
Okay.
Be on scene for this agency assist.
Okay. Where's this coming from?
Copy.
Would you like us to contact animal control?
Negative. I'm gonna try to locate the dog. I don't see anything at this time. She said this happened a few minutes ago and
Think
it just
I
ran
came-
away.
I think I went down that way already. Yeah, I'm a little turned around. Trying to make sure I get all the trail though, guys. Look, red maple. Rusty.
Taking all
Black
of
Hall?
vehicles.
Blackhall? I guess that's how you say that.
Copy 400, showing you off here for 429 on duty.
The sign says open. I'm not finding anybody though.
American Elm. Right there, American Elm.
County, will you open me and check well-being? Have a 28
Sorry.
ready. 22, go with your 28. Missouri. Tom Henry 2, David 17. Good.
I'm gonna leave from this individual and look so I can find the dog.
Yep.
What do you think, man?
Not bad. I like it.
You like that hike?
Oh yeah.
It's a ways down there, isn't it?
Yep.
That should have. Did you find any fish?
I didn't look for the fish.
Yeah. Did you walk the whole circle?
Yeah, all the way down and almost walked out the one until I noticed a sign that says "Do not enter a service road."
Oh, well, there should have been another trail that shot straight across here too.
I think I got them both. I don't know. Maybe not a walk one next time.
Yeah, it's a good hike though.
Matter of fact, you got to check out my last video. You might actually get a kick out of it.
What's that?
I got a bald eagle.
Oh,
Got a
yeah.
beautiful shot of one.
Yeah, where at?
Down there on 14, over by J Mac or Mac Industry or
Oh,
whatever you want
Mac
to call it.
Industries? Yeah, yeah. Just out in the field.
I know it actually. I was going down that dirt road. It was eating roadkill right there by the road. It flew off, so I turned around and went down to see if I could see where it landed because I wanted to get a good shot of it.
Yeah.
And couldn't see it. Turned back around, was gonna leave. It flew over again. So I turned around again, and I seen it land in a tree, and I got it where it's. You can't really see it when it's in the tree. You don't see it until it flies away, and you see that big white tail.
Yeah, they're pretty, man.
Oh yeah,
We're getting a lot more of them.
and that's a good thing.
So, you know, back in the late 80s, early 90s, something like that, I mean, they was on the species of concern list. And,
Oh, yeah.
But, I mean, we're getting a lot more residential eagles, seeing a lot of them on the lakes, seeing a lot of them on the rivers and stuff like that, so.
Years ago, and I wish I had a camera for this because this would have been a shot that I could have probably sold to like nature shows. We were canoeing, and a bald eagle just came out of nowhere, flew right in front of us, dove down, grabbed a fish, and was gone.
It took a fish.
And I was like,
Now 113.
"Wish I had a camera."
That's the circle of life, man. That's pretty cool.
That's
And
why-
Go ahead.
we've been stocking trout on the 11-point stuff.
134,
They just
123.
Of course, you know, when we turn them trout loose, they swim on top of the water for a while, and then they'll just smack them and take them up the tree and eat them. It's kinda cool. They'll follow you down the river, and it's pretty large.
I told my neighbors the other day because they had their guinea pig. I'm like, you might not want to keep your guinea pig out. I have noticed a lot of eagles in the area lately.
Yeah, so we're getting a lot more. I mean, there's a lot more eagle nest in the county, and a lot more eagles on the river and the eagles on the lake. So I mean, they're neat to see. You know, I mean, they're making a comeback. I remember whenever I was a kid, you didn't see very many. You know, they were
No.
pretty sparse. And when you did see one, it was like, wow, that's cool.
When I was a kid, I seen one bald eagle, and it was way out 181 out Twin Bridge area. You know, out going up that hill in between the bridges.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was up that way. I seen one.
Wow. Yeah.
And then as an adult, I've seen probably 25 in the last
44 out here.
16 years, maybe.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I mean, like I said, I see them. I see
Turning
them all
out
the
the
time.
fast
Seems like,
hour,
I mean, lots of juvenile eagles and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Well, you're also in the woods a lot too, though.
I am,
so
man. I'm fortunate. I'm on the lakes and the rivers and out in the middle of nowhere a lot, so I get to see them a lot. But I mean, like you said, there's a lot more of them being seen on the road, eating roadkill. Get a lot of them hit by cars too.
oh yeah, there was one on 17. What was it, 2-3 years ago? It got hit.
Yeah.
I don't know. You may have been the conservation agent I called because I called and reported it, and
Just
they-
north of Double E.
Yep.
Yeah, yeah.
Yep.
I went up there and I had to put it down, man. It was,
Oh, it was alive still.
yeah, but man, it was gargling blood, and it was pretty bad. It was dying. So
Now I feel bad for not stopping. I could tell it was a bald eagle. I mean, it was just you can't just dive that white head and white tail, you know.
Yeah. Yep. Nope. That was just north of Double E, right up there on top of the hill, laying on the right side of the ditch.
And oh God, what was it? Maybe 7. Was you working around here 7 years ago or so? You may have been the one that I called to put down a deer that back legs were gone. It was down the dirt road off of Bend Highway next to that cemetery.
Yeah.
And thank you for that. Because I called the fire department. I called the Howell County Sheriff's Office the day before. It was not put down when I went and checked it, and it was like,
58-year-old female.
I mean, honestly, if I wouldn't have gotten in trouble, I would have done it myself, but I don't know how well that's a gray area or not.
Oh yeah.
So,
Well, I mean, I tell people, you know, if they call and you know, get permission, or if something's, you know, if it's laying there suffering, it's a deer or something like that, and you try to call and you can't get a hold of someone, but, you know, go ahead and do the right thing, you know. And
so
just
we
let-
can do that then?
Yeah, I tell people, you know, try to get a hold of us and let us know first, but, you know, if we're not readily available or something like that, but no one wants to see an animal suffer, you know. It's the most humane thing is to go ahead and put it down.
No, yeah, and I don't like to see animals. I probably have more compassion for animals than I do humans, to tell you the truth.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, it's one of those things and that's a lot of people. You know, a lot of people they have a big
63
tender
going to
heart,
Koch now.
and they're
Yeah.
under the impression, or not really under the impression, but they just feel like, you know, they got a lot of compassion towards wildlife. And don't want to see anything suffer, don't want to see
Oh, I
anything
do.
hurt.
I love wildlife. I'm not gonna
Well, you
say
like
I'm a
this,
tree hugger and all that, because I'll eat wildlife.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, I was telling the viewers, you know,
Sorry, excuse you.
I was telling the viewers, you know,
58-year-old female.
about, you know, you can get that one right there for the wild mushrooms, but there's also one you guys can order that you have to pay money for that's more
It's a
detailed.
little bigger one. Yeah, there's a lot of people like that wild edibles, that mushroom bug. And so that's a pretty hot topic for a lot of people, especially this time of year. You know, they're coming in looking for them. That and the snake bug, they love the snake bug.
Oh, yeah.
So
Here's a little advice. You might want to see if you guys can get a hold of whoever maybe the author is, but there's a book. It's called Forging the Ozarks, and it talks about all kinds of the edible plants you can eat. Maybe you ought to get in, touch where you guys can maybe like give them links or something to someone.
I know we do some wild edible classes and stuff
Well,
like that. So
he's
maybe some of
barefoot,
that.
black shorts, no
Kinda
shirt on. Apparently he's walking
Tag
down
along with the
63
same
South
thing,
Court
you know.
Song.
Well, order the book and take a look at it. I mean,
Forging the Ozarks.
yeah, Forging. It's a thick book. I mean, it's about like that thick, and I mean, it's got wild carrots, which is wildly, or what do we call that? Quion's lace, or whatever it's called. And it's the one that looks like it's got the white flowers, but it looks a lot like poison hemlock or water hemlock. You got to be careful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You don't want to confuse those.
It's actually fairly easy. If it's got hairs, it's Queen's Anne lace or wild carrot,
Yeah.
because it's same plant. If it's purple stalk and smooth, it's poison hemlock. Stay away from it.
Yeah.
I'll be clear.
I know a lot of people, you know, they eat what's that cat's tail and stuff like that. They pull the roots up, eat the tubers and stuff. They say it tastes like mashed potatoes.
I don't know. I've never eat cattail. I know it's an edible plant. But here's another thing. You'd be surprised how many plants in your yard is edible.
Oh yeah.
Clovers. Oh God, the veiny leaf things. It's like plantains or plantains.
Plantains.
Yeah, plantain. They're edible.
Yep.
You can eat every part of them just about.
Polk greens. I know. You know, all the old timers. Back my grandpa and them, they always talk about eating wild poke salad and stuff like that.
I've ate it because of my grandfather. And honestly, if you catch it when it's young, it's perfectly safe. It's when it starts getting the berries and the
Yeah.
purple stalk, that's when it's got the toxic.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Milkweed, you can eat, believe it or not.
Yeah.
It's a toxic plant.
Dandelion greens or something like that. You know, they talk about the old timers eating dandelion greens, like dandelion green salad and stuff. I'd have to be awful hard up, but
Wild lettuce.
yeah, wild onions.
Yeah. I've not ate wild lettuce, but I guess you can use it for like an old-fashioned painkiller and stuff. If you, you gotta look it up. You can like refine it and make it like a black tire-looking stuff. I mean, it honestly, if you were carrying it in a bag and you got
Look
pulled
bad.
over, you would look pretty bad. You would probably have to have it chemically tested to prove that you're not doing nothing wrong. But
Figure it out.
I mean, it looks, I mean, like a piece of black opium or something
like
like
black
that.
tar heroin or
yeah,
something.
well, not so much a black tar. It's got almost like an opium look to it.
Oh,
It's
really?
got like the clay look to it. But yeah, it's weird looking. But apparently you can use it as an old-time painkiller. I don't know if you have to eat it or what, but
You're responding to
I don't know.
respond.
it's one of the things I'm going to actually learn because I think, you know, you might as well learn everything about the state.
Oh yeah. And, there is a lot of cool things that are used for old time medicine,
No, no,
you know,
it's time, it's
homemade
time.
remedies and stuff like that. I guess that's what our ancestors and all the old timers used. They didn't have ibuprofen and aspirin readily available back then, so they used everything that they could from nature to try to make their ailments better.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Well, I mean, okay, the word drug itself actually comes from like the word from Latin. It's like drugging or something like that. It almost sounds like dragging, but I could be wrong. But I do know it comes from a Latin word, and that Latin word actually means dried plants.
oh yeah,
And if you think about it, the majority of your medicine, drugs, whatever you want to call
Oh,
it,
yeah.
comes from dry plants.
oh yeah.
506 West Lake.
I mean, nowadays we are going into more of animal territory too, but
Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah.
Could be in service, you'll have to fence.
That's true.
One of
But
them
no, I
will
mean
be,
the
600
wild edibles and stuff like that. There's all sorts of stuff out there that people don't even, they don't think about that's readily available because we got grocery stores, to go out and eat. But I know that, like I said, we do some wild edible classes and where they teach people to make all sorts of different breads and jams and jellies and
Oh, yeah.
I mean stuff like that. So that's kind of neat,
Copy.
to go out and be able to forge your own stuff and make some bread or make some jellies and
elderberries.
very healthy.
Never made them myself. I've had some jams and stuff. Very good, actually, if sugared properly.
Yeah.
You can have it too sweet, and then it just takes the taste out of it. If you got it where it's kind of still got that little tarty taste, that's what I like.
Yeah, elderberry is a very rich, vitamin-enriched plant. Just got a lot of health benefits to it. Lots of elderberry stuff that you're seeing anymore. A lot of people, they're picking wild elderberries and making elderberry teas or jams and jellies, and I mean, there's lots of people around making. Even I see a guy, he had elderberry pancake syrup that he made. So
Nice.
I thought,
And
that's
here,
all right.
speaking of teas, okay, the dead nettles? They look like a mint,
So
they got
like
the
steamed
square, and they
nettles,
got
yeah.
you can actually make a tea out of them. It's supposed to be okay. I've never tried it. I don't know if I really want to because I'm kind of iffy on green teas,
Yeah,
but it's worth a shot.
yeah, I guess nettle tea, but I mean, I've heard of people, making it or using it and stuff like that. So I mean, there's all sorts of stuff anymore that people look at and either they try to eat it or they don't want to eat it, or you hear horror stories and you're like, I don't know about that, and then some people they which is good about Facebook, there's always people out forging and trying different things. So which I had a lady, she made a bunch of jam out of like redbud, they had redbud tea and then made redbud jam out of the flowers and then dandelions. And so we tried that one time and out of the redbud thing, and it was really, really good, but it never set up. So it was more like syrup than it was anything else. So, but it's like one of everything else. You try a little bit, and it's either gonna work or it's not gonna work.
Well, what's your feelings on sassafras? Because I know some conservation tells us not to use it because apparently it causes cancer, but
Oh, I
apparently
don't know.
there's
I mean,
something else.
My grandpa for years and years, man, growing up, I mean, he made sassafras tea and stuff like that, and ate it. And, I mean, he lived to be 93.
I used to make root beer out of it.
Yeah, I've
Which
heard
some-
people do that.
Well, all you do is you make the tea, and then you just go get dry ice, and you put dry ice in it, and you let the dry ice melt, and as it melts in the tea, it carbonates it. You got root beer, homemade root beer.
Really?
That's all you do to it.
Through dry ice, huh?
Yep, because you got to think it's carbonation, and all it does is it just absorbs in your soda.
Yeah. The only way I've had it done, I think they mixed it with like club soda or something like that.
You can do that too, but it gives it that nasty taste. Honestly, if you do it with just the dry ice, you're gonna burp like crazy.
Oh.
I'm not gonna lie,
Oh,
but
yeah.
it's got that creamy taste to it,
Yeah.
like root beer has. It doesn't have that nasty club soda taste to it. Try it if you ever get a chance to.
Oh yeah, yeah. It sounds. I mean, like I said, my grandpa for years. I mean, he'd always make sassafras tea. That was his thing. Like every fall, like he wanted to go and pick some sassafras, cut it, and make it. And I mean, that was his deal. I mean, I don't know why. I never thought it was that good, but But
You see, that's the thing. I'm not a big fan of root beer because if you think about it, root beer is kind of artificial nowadays.
Oh yeah.
I like a sarsaparilla, and it's made with the actual sassafras. And then I used to buy that stuff at Casey's all the time. Now you can even hardly find a sarsaparilla that's actually made with real sassafras.
You go to Silver Dollar City, you'll find some.
Hopefully I'll find some this year because I'm planning on going and buying some if they do.
Yeah, they've got. I mean, they sell sarsaparilla there at Silver Dollar City in bottles, old-fashioned bottles.
Oh, it used to. They had the guy that came through here during the. I don't know if you ever did the Pioneer Days in Mountain View, but he did the
music festival?
Yeah, music festival. Thank you. He did that and he made it, but it was the flat root beer. It was.
Yeah, put it in the little plastic jugs or whatever it was.
Yeah, the glow in the dark.
Apparently the
It was good. It's just when I drink a root beer, I want that burn of a carbonation, you know.
Yeah.
But I think that's why we all drink soda and like it.
Oh yeah. Oh, absolutely. I mean, well, I don't know. There's some people that like that flat soda too. They like it after it gets flat, and I'm like, man,
Not me.
that's not okay. Like I'm not.
PD for the Karen that's working.
My sodas have got to be cold. Everything I drink has got to be cold, but one thing. And believe it or not, I like a beer to start out cold, but once it starts getting room temperature, that's when I start downing it.
Really? I'll be dang. Yeah. You'd be one of the rare ones. Most people want it the other way.
Once again, I'm also not much of a drinker, so one beer. I mean, legally I could drive on one beer, but I don't do it because I know that one beer gets me pretty good.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I don't drink very often, and if I do, it's shots of liqueur or homemade wine or something that I
Yeah.
make. And again, it's not to get drunk; it's just to have a shot or two, or drink some with a nice Italian meal.
Yeah.
Love that.
Oh yeah. Everyone likes good pasta, man.
But well, honestly, I won't lie. Drugs that I use and very addicted to, my Mountain Dew.
Yeah.
Love my Mountain Dew or caffeine. Period.
Yeah.
Cigarettes, and
Them things ain't good for you.
I smoke weed, and I honestly always said this: if it ever became legalized, I'd quit smoking cigarettes. Well, since Missouri flipped it, I've been really trying to quit smoking cigarettes.
Really?
Oh, yeah, dude. I got a pack in my. No, it's in the car. Been here almost an hour and a half, and haven't had one.
Oh, good for you.
I go through maybe depends on how stressful it is at work.
Yeah, yeah,
But I try to go through all shift without just maybe one cigarette.
yeah. That's good.
Look, that's a long question off. What do you think about the switch on marijuana?
I don't know, man. It is what it is.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm not gonna say it's 100% safe, but it's safer than a lot of the other things people can be doing.
I'm against all these vapes. I think those are a bad deal.
I'm not a vapor myself.
Yeah.
Notice I said pack of cigarettes.
Yeah.
Actually,
The vapes, I don't like them at all. Just because of the damage they say that they can do, and kids, it gets kids addicted a lot quicker and stuff like that.
well, actually, I buy packs every now and then, but I'm old fashioned. I actually roll. So if you ever see me in the river or something and I'm rolling,
Old Prince Albert.
yep.
Old Prince
Well, actually, I
Albert.
have White Horse menthol.
Yeah.
So if you ever see me in the river or something rolling, it's not what you think it is.
Yeah.
You can come investigate if you want, but you'll be disappointed
Yeah.
because I won't bring that stuff on the river. And
Yeah.
if I do, it stays in the car because technically castle law.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
No, what about guns on the river? Someone told me it was illegal to have it on. I don't know if it's like a federal river, like Rippies or something. I don't think I can have a gun on the river.
You can.
I can.
Yeah, I see, like, the national parks are so, like, say in national parks, it's illegal to possess a firearm, but our National Park Service is one of the only places in the United States that you can hunt.
Out of
So
Harris,
you can
Alabama,
possess
comes
a
back
firearm and
on
stuff like
So if I'm at Hammond's Mill, I can have a gun, and it just. I mean, I'm not gonna like carry it with me all the way, but
fires.
I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, we have people that keep them in their tackle box and stuff like that all the time, backpack or whatever,
Well,
I mean, if you got it concealed, I mean, it's
Missouri 28.
you like to know about it.
I honestly carry a judge just because I mean, especially on Rippies. Last time I camped at Rippies is about right before we got to the bridge at Bryant River to head up to the Rippies. A bear crossed in front of us,
Yeah.
and that's not a very far way to camp.
Them old black bears, they're scared of you as you are them most
Well,
of the time.
see, that's why I carry that because it's 410 and it's got the 45 long coat if need be. But honestly, with that 410, all I gotta do is, and I'm not gonna point it up in the air because that's stupid. I'll point it at the ground, boom.
Oh yeah.
And that's all I need, and that bear be gone.
Oh yeah, they're it don't take much to put one on the run hardly anymore. Something loud, banging and screaming and yelling, and that. I mean, they get a handful of gone pretty quick. So that bear right back there, it got hit up around Willow Springs.
Oh, that's the one that got hit in Willow?
So that was 15 years ago plus.
Yeah, okay. I didn't know that was the one that got hit in Willow. I remember that because it was all over the paper.
I believe, right, it got hit by a minivan or something like that, some out-of-state person, not by the weigh scales in Willow. But, yeah, that was a long time ago.
Oh, what was it? Just about a year and a half ago? There was one out by Kabul that got hit.
So last spring, there was one right there by the bridge in Kabul. I went and got it, but I mean, I had a couple bears, I believe, run over last year. I mean, we just had one over on 60 Highway right at the Carter-Shannon County line. Got run over
Oh.
1st of April.
Zero two.
Got hit by a car. Big male, he's 15-year-old male crossing the road, got hit by a car. But every year, I mean, we get 3 or 4 bears. It seems like in our region, which I mean, we got a good bear population. You know, they're growing about 9% a year.
Well, don't we have a hunting season coming up for them, or?
So this would be the 4th year to have the bear season October. So right now is the month of May to put in for the draw hunt.
So it's still a lottery system thing. Okay.
Yeah, for the elk hunt and for the bear.
Well, I know they were talking about they were going to get rid of the lottery system when the bear level got up more.
They could, yeah.
I kind of hope they do.
Do the over the counter tags and stuff like that. So I think Arkansas has over the counter tags, and I think which Arkansas has like a sportsman's package that includes bear permits and stuff like that, from what I understand. So
No offense, I'd rather support my state.
oh yeah, and I mean it's one of those deals that I mean we're getting a lot of interest. We're getting a lot of interest in our bears.
That first OLN
So,
comes back
lots of
valid.
success.
Expires
There was 12
2025,
harvested this
back to
year.
Colleen Freeman out of
The
Compton
40
on
bear
Delta
quota.
29.
So I mean that's good. The year before that, I think if I remember, they only harvested 8. But we just do fair chase only. They can't bait them. They can't run them with dogs. They can't do anything like that.
Well, that's how most of our hunting is. I do believe. I don't think you can bait anything, honestly.
You can't bait anything in the state of Missouri. No.
That's what I thought. I don't think you could bait anything besides bait fish. Technically, it's about the only thing you could really bait with a bait jar.
Show me out
Yeah.
Civic
But
Center.
as far as our
Control that.
hunting seasons, you
Copy.
can't bait it. Which, I mean, out west, other states and stuff like that. I mean, they allow bear baiting. Canada,
One
places
plan
like that. So,
5233, that second operator also
mean,
comes
it's-
back valid.
I don't know. I like them. They're neat. I've dealt with them for
Out of
I
Paris,
couldn't tell you how
Alabama,
many years.
expires
We get a
2027, 029.
lot of nuisance calls, and people see them and they kind of get freaked out. And we've had them in West Plains. We've had them on the golf course. We've had them.
Yeah.
I mean, in the middle of town. So they're just kind of roaming around doing what bears do. A lot of them are young subadults that just got kicked loose from mom, kind of like a rowdy teenager. They're just trying to find their way.
574,
I'm not for sure if I seen a dog limping or a bear cub the other day in 14, but how it was kind of doing the little. It was hard to catch because I work nights, so it was nighttime. All I could see was something black and kind of.
I'm not going to say it's not possible that it's a bear because, I mean, if you use that 14 highway in that Forest Service area, I mean, there's several bears out in that area, especially the closer you get to like AP Highway and Siloam. and
I
stuff
was
like
more on towards the truck stop side, but like I said, it could have been a dog. It was just how it was kind of moving with its back end. It kind of made me
that.
wonder.
Them bears kind of they kinda
Exactly,
wobble,
they got that wobble.
Yeah, so I mean, and I'd like to tell you the first person that's described him like that, but you're not. They're like, I thought it was a dog, but it just moved awkward and it didn't really move like a dog. And I'm like,
Well, they do kind of symbol a lot of the looks, and as a
Oh, yeah.
dog, face a little wise.
yeah. And our bear, everyone thinks that, that I think that bear he would weigh over 500 pounds if I remember right. So I mean, a lot of our bears, 300-pound bear is a pretty good sized bear, but I mean, them 300-pound bears won't be this tall.
Yeah, and then, see, it was a little bit smaller than that one. So I mean, like I said, I couldn't tell if it was a big dog because I
Yeah.
do know there's a couple black dogs that live out that way. But if it did, I feel sorry because it probably got hit then.
Oh yeah, it could be. Yeah.
But I don't know, the way that back end was just moving, it just screamed bear to me. It honestly did.
Yeah, you betcha, and it's very possible that it's one of those deals that as many of them as there are, it's straight up almost 5 o'clock, man.
All right, man. I think I proved my point.
All right.
Thank you
See
for
ya.
being professional.
Hey, you betcha, man. Not a problem. Have a good evening.
Ladies, please next time just be a little bit more professional with the public. That's all I'm asking. It's all the public wants is just to see what our tax dollars pay for. And with that, everybody, I know this is going to be a longer video than what I was planning on doing. But with that, this is Lucky Laptop News. Old Glory in the distance right there. And see if I can get Old Glory in the distance with me. And with that, everybody, this is Lucky Laptop News signing off. Thank you for watching.